Hello everybody and welcome to Just Football, as I'm going to be reacting to the latest transfer news in the Dstv Premiership, as Mamelodi Sundowns are close to agreeing a deal to sign Thapelo Maseko from SuperSport United, and KaizerChiefs are trying to get rid of Caleb, Bimenyimana, and also some of the biggest stories in the transfer window. Now, if you're new on Just Football, kindly click on the subscribe button as we upload similar content every week. Now let's get on with the video. The first story I want to react to came in from the Unplayable last night, that former Orlando Pirates goalkeeper Wayne Sandilands is on the verge of joining AmaZulu as their new goalkeeper coach. Now I think this is good news for Wayne Sandilands. Now he's starting his career as a coach, and he's starting as a goalkeeper coach. We know he was one of the best goalkeepers in the country a while ago. He was also a goalkeeper before at Mamelodi Sundowns, but now he's coming in a different capacity. Now I do like this type of appointments now, because it is showing that some progression in our South African football. It's showing that we are improving. I think it's a step in the right direction for AmaZulu. We know they're an ambitious team, and they are also hoping to be challenging for some honors in the domestic league next season. And also they've appointed a new head coach, and looks like the new head coach has been backed, is given the technical staff that he wants. Now we will see how it goes with Wayne Sandilands at AmaZulu. Good appointment by AmaZulu. We know that Wayne Sandilands, I think he's highly regarded in our football as a goalkeeper. Now at Orlando Pirates he has made some history. Now this is a good appointment. I think it shows that the Dstv Premiership is one of the best leagues in Africa. We keep improving, and I hope we keep improving. And I do hope that that VAR thing that was reported a few weeks ago is going to become true. But our football, we need our football to keep competing and improving. Now this is very good news for Wayne Sandilands. Tell me what you think about this appointment, and tell me what you think about the goalkeeping coach position in general. Do you think it is a necessary position? But I do think it is a necessary position. In Europe this has been done a lot in the last few years, and also in South Africa it looks like now we're doing it more and more. Now tell me what you think about that. The next story I want to react to, I think, is the biggest story that I'm going to be reacting to today, that Mamelodi Sundowns have advanced in talks to sign youngster Tabelo Maseko after formally opening positive discussions with SuperSport United. Now this is coming in from the SABC Sport. Now they're saying SABC Sport sources have indicated that the Brazilians are pushing to get a deal over the line before the start of the 2023-2024 season, having made the winger a priority target to add to the new faces at the club. Now Downs have already announced 3 arrivals, as we know: utility player Lesiba Nku from Marumo Gallants, midfielder Junior Mendieta from Stellenbosch FC, as well as striker Lucas Costa. Now the interest in Maseko emerged not long following a decision by SuperSport not to entertain an offer from KV Westerlo. The player's agent, Lance Davids of Football First, questioned the logic behind an assessment in Europe when there was an offer on the table, only waiting for SuperSport to approve and give them the green light. Now since then, there's been no communication from SuperSport United publicly on Maseko's future, with the Premier Soccer League club now returning to pre-season with a new campaign set to get underway in August. But it is understood that the likelihood of Matazanza selling the player to their rivals has improved now that both parties are advancing in negotiations behind closed doors to try and reach a transfer agreement. Now this is a very interesting story. And then again, there is this other source that I have, which is Rush Sports On. They're saying something else on the situation of Tabelo Maseko. So according to Rush Sport On, now the contract has been agreed between Tabelo Maseko and Mamelodi Sundowns, and also the medical is set to take place. I'm not sure how far off the mark this is or how true it is, but this is what Rush Sport On reported also late last night. But Rush Sport On have been a very good source in this transfer window. They've been right on a few occasions. They're the ones who broke the story about Lesiba Nku close to leaving Mamelodi Sundowns, and he ended up leaving Mamelodi Sundowns. I think Rush Sport On have very good connections at Mamelodi Sundowns. They have good sources when it comes to Mamelodi Sundowns, so this shouldn't be taken for granted. So they are saying they are expecting an official announcement from Mamelodi Sundowns very soon on the situation of Tabelo Maseko. Now we will then see what is going to happen. We know Tabelo Maseko is one of the most exciting players in our league. Last season, he was one of the best young players in the league, and also we know he can play in several positions as a young player. I think at Mamelodi Sundowns, Tabelo Maseko would do very well, and he would be an instant improvement. But whether or not this deal will happen, we'll wait and see. But the likelihood of it happening, I do think there are high chances that Mamelodi Sundowns would get Tabelo Maseko. We know there is a very, very good relationship between Mamelodi Sundowns and SuperSport United, which sometimes I think it is very strange because most of the times they are derby rivals, these people, so they were not supposed to be selling to each other players, but it looks like they're doing it on the regular. They've been doing it almost every season. Mamelodi Sundowns have a new player coming in from SuperSport United. This is surprising because we know it is rare to see a player moving from Orlando Pirates to KaizerChiefs, even though some have done it in the past, but it is very, very rare. It happens in extraordinary circumstances. But at the moment, it looks like SuperSport United and Mamelodi Sundowns have been working together in the transfer windows, and the past transfer windows we've seen a lot of players move from SuperSport United to Mamelodi Sundowns, and from Mamelodi Sundowns to SuperSport United as well. So tell me what you think. Do you think this deal is going to happen? Given the relationship between Mamelodi Sundowns and SuperSport United, I would not rule it out. I think it is likely to happen at the moment. A few sources have reported on this, right spot on, but the story was first broken by SABC News, SABC Sport, which we know is a very, very good source. Now, give me your thoughts on the situation of Tabelo Maseko. Do you think he should be joining Mamelodi Sundowns or not? And again, Kevin Hunt has been trying to discourage Tabelo Maseko from leaving SuperSport United in this transfer window, as he promised him that he would get him a move to Europe if he remains at SuperSport United for one more season. Now, it looks like all the cards will be in Tabelo Maseko's hands now. He has to make the right move for his future, and going to Mamelodi Sundowns is not so bad. The next story I want to react to is the story involving KaizerChiefs and Caleb Bimenyimana. It looks like KaizerChiefs are trying to get rid of the striker, but the striker is not willing to move from Amakosi. I don't know why Caleb Bimenyimana is reluctant to leave KaizerChiefs, because they have told him that they are not going to be using him for the 2023-2024 season. I don't understand what is happening, because right now KaizerChiefs have proposed a settlement, and Caleb Bimenyimana and his representatives have turned down that settlement offer from KaizerChiefs. Now, the story is coming in from the kickoff. They are saying Chiefs have made efforts to get rid of Caleb Bimenyimana by proposing a termination of contract, but Bimenyimana and his representatives turned down the settlement offer. How KaizerChiefs have since offered the player to Marumo Gallants. We know Swallows FC have changed officially from Swallows FC to Marumo Gallants yesterday. That was a club statement. But the Dubai Bears would prefer Tshegofatso Mabasa at the moment as their number 9 over the towering Burundian forward. Now, Amakosi are also concerned about their foreign quota, as they want to keep at least one spot left in case of a big opportunity in the transfer window. Now, this is the story. We know KaizerChiefs, they are looking at opportunities in the transfer market. Now, they are thinking if they were to bring in another foreign player, they would not be able to register that player because they have reached their foreign quota. So, which is one of the reasons they are trying to get rid of Caleb Bimenyimana. We know a team can only have 5 foreign players who are registered for a single season. But at the moment, it looks like KaizerChiefs have reached their foreign quota and they want to get rid of Caleb Bimenyimana. That was one of the reasons they want to get rid of him. And they think Caleb Bimenyimana is not going to be of use to them for the 2023-2024 season. But at the moment, Caleb is not ready to leave KaizerChiefs. Another interesting part of this story from the kickoff is that Swallows FC or Marumo Gallants would prefer to have former Orlando Pirates forward Tshegofatso Mabasa. Tshegofatso Mabasa has been doing very well with Bafana Bafana. Last night he scored 2 goals for Bafana Bafana. It looks like now Steve Kompela's side would prefer to have Tshegofatso Mabasa over Caleb Bimenyimana. Now, this is an interesting story. What do you think? Do you think actually Tshegofatso Mabasa is a much better striker than Caleb Bimenyimana? I don't know what I think about this too, but I do think I like the look of Tshegofatso Mabasa a lot more than that of Caleb Bimenyimana. I've always thought that Caleb Bimenyimana was almost like Nukovic. He was a one-trick pony. He is a good header, he's good in the box, but his hold-up play has been very, very bad. His passing sometimes is off, so I think he was just a one-trick pony, which is why KaizerChiefs are trying to get rid of him. Now, this is the story. that came in from the kickoff last night. What do you think about the situation of Caleb Bimenyimana? Do you think actually Tshegofatso Mabasa is better than Caleb Bimenyimana? Now, at the moment, there's no team that wants to pay a transfer fee for Caleb Bimenyimana, which is one of the reasons that KaizerChiefs are trying to negotiate a settlement, which, to my surprise, Caleb Bimenyimana and his representatives are not willing to take. What do you think about that? It is a crazy situation. KaizerChiefs, I think KaizerChiefs, there are too many issues there, but at the moment, this is the story regarding Caleb Bimenyimana. Now, the next player I want to talk about is Etiosa Ighodaro, or God's Power, as is popularly known in the Dstv Premiership. Now, Mamelodi Sundowns will still have a big decision to make within the next week as interest continues to test their resolve for the in-demand Nigerian. Now, this story is coming in from the kickoff. They are saying Ighodaro is in demand. Now, the 22-year-old has now returned to Sundowns, where he still has an existing contract after his loan with KV United last season, which went very well. Now, we're in the situation of Ighodaro. The player is in demand. Sundowns have previously registered the temptation to cash in on Ighodaro, despite never featuring in the first team since being recruited. Now, this is something I talked about yesterday. Mamelodi Sundowns are destroying some talent. Ighodaro, God's Power. He's a very good striker. He scored, I think, several goals last season for KV United, but still, Mamelodi Sundowns will not use him, and they're reluctant to sell him also. I don't understand what is happening. Now, the latest transfer offer is in an attempt to pry the inform attacker from Klorkop, originated from Serbian duo Partizan Belgrade and Novi Pazar, that has been swiftly rejected, with the Brazilians insisting that Ighodaro is not for sale. Now, last year, Partizan tabled a lucrative offer in the region of 8.5 million rands that Mamelodi Sundowns rejected before allowing Ighodaro to move out on loan to KV United in search of first team action, where he was excellent. Now, the ongoing transfer interest originated in Europe remains alive, with local clubs also following the situation led by KV United. Now, this is something I really hate about Mamelodi Sundowns. They are a great football team, but I don't like the way they treat their players. Now, Ighodaro, or God's Power, would like to have opportunities to play first team football, and at Mamelodi Sundowns, he is told he is not ready, and he is ready. We've seen him playing for KV United. We've seen him playing the Dstv Premiership. He's an excellent player. I would like to have him at KaizerChiefs. I think he's a very, very good player, but the Mamelodi Sundowns have rejected an 8.5 million rands offer from Partizan last season, and now they are still reluctant to sell the player. But whether or not he's going to be part of Rolando Mugwana's plans, a decision I'm told it's going to be made in the coming week. Now, tell me what you think about the situation of Ighodaro. Now, this is something that I don't know what to say about involving Mamelodi Sundowns anymore. Anyway, tell me what you think about the situation involving Mamelodi Sundowns striker Ighodaro and also Tabelo Maseko, close to sealing a move to Mamelodi Sundowns, and also all of the players that I mentioned in this video. Do you think Caleb Bimenyimana is worse than Tshegofatso Mabasa, and all the stories that I mentioned in this video? And also, if you're a new visitor on Just Football, kindly click on that subscribe button as we upload similar content every week, and please click a like on the video.